It's the 19th of October 2021 and here we are with Stormvogel in the Varadero Marina in Valencia, and Stormvogel is looking very good, and after our busy and successful summer racing program, and we're just getting the boat ready for a weekend cruise, a bit more relaxed weekend cruising. And so I'll just take you on a bit of a tour on board, and let's go aboard here along the passerelle, going forward here into the aft cockpit. Here you can see that there is a tea table, and this table gets removed when we're racing, and we've got electric winches, Lumar 77 3 speeds, which are our primary winches in the aft cockpit. And there's also, you can see here, there's an access into the aft cabin to that aft cockpit. Let's have a good little squiz here around looking aft. There's a locker in the aft, which is our gas and petrol locker, and then we have another lazarette hatch to quite a good sized lazarette storage area which goes right under the cockpit, this aft cockpit area. So good storage when you need it in that aft compartment. Let's go along the side decks, get an idea of all the rigging, lots of winches, and up onto the cabin top, covers on the sail, on the mainsail. We're going forward here, you can see the spinnaker pole. This is a carbon spinnaker pole. We have two of these. We also have two aluminium poles which we use when we're in classic race mode. And let's go right forward, you can see the deck skylights, lots of nice natural light down below. Got the dinghy over the foredeck at the moment as the boat's getting ready to head off in a couple of days over to the Balearic Islands. And we've got a cover over our Lofrans windlass, a good powerful windlass, and our Reckman furler, manual furler. Lopo lights here for navigation. High field lever here for the inner forestay. Got cover over the forepeak hatch at the moment, but that's actually a varnished hatch over that forepeak area. And coming down the port side of the decks, you can see these big electric winches at the mast here. They've been added recently, Lumar 68s, again 3-speed winches, and fantastic when you're short-handed and needing to get those halyards up for the main or genoas or spinnakers. All the winches on the mast, and underneath the dinghy you can see the butterfly hatch. So let's go back aft here, and another butterfly hatch over the main salon. Great for letting lots of natural ventilation into the boat. We have a nice cover that goes over that when you need it when the weather's a bit more rough. And here we're getting into the main cockpit, centre cockpit, and this very strong custom made traveller track here. This big long seat in teak. Very handy when you're doing long watches on the helm. And here we have the very traditional helm, which is a real feature of Stormvogel, with its traditional and original pedestal and compass, all the way from 1961. So teak here in the cockpit, and here in the cockpit we have a hatch which is one access down into the engine room, which is under the centre cockpit here. We have just a quick little look down here, but a workbench on this side, water maker over here, and ventilation ladder, down to the Yanmar 110 horsepower. Cummins Onan generator, but we'll have a look at that a bit more from the other side. And looking forward here in the cockpit, you'll see all the B&G instrumentation. Nice big flat screen, which is easy to read when you're on the helm. So let's go down below, and here we are coming into the pilot house, and here we have a good space for being able to navigate out of the weather. Radio communication instruments here, and our B&G instrumentation over here. Just a little seat on the starboard side. Some equipment up on the shelf. Good handrails as you're coming through this area, and then here we're coming to a bulkhead as you come down the companionway steps, and you'll see all the plaques, which are from all the famous ocean races that Stormvogel has competed in over the many years. And might be difficult to read what it actually says, but this is really very much part of the history of Stormvogel on this bulkhead. We come down right down to the bottom step, and we're looking here across to the door to the captain's cabin, and here we have an instrument panel for all the DC electrics. So let's go through into the salon first, and here you can start to get a good perspective on the nice open plan of the boat, with the galley here on the port side, double sinks, nice big gimbaled stove, good storage up on the shelves, and going forward to the big gimbaled table, which is a real feature of Stormvogel. Seating on the starboard side. And let's just go forward and I'll show you looking aft through that whole area back to the companionway steps you can see there. And we'll come forward again, aft again. And here we have a locker with all the wine glasses and the different crockery items and bits and pieces. That we generally keep all that open, locked open. Makes it easy access. And then here we've got drawers for cutlery, and of course you get further down and you start to see wine, some wine storage. And just back here you'll see we've got one of the fridges. This is what we call the veggie fridge. And there's a top section here with those three drawers, pull out, and then there's also a bottom section down here. So quite a big fridge space. On the under the galley here on the port side we have a drinks fridge that we can access, and you've got drinks and things in this area. So let's keep moving forward. Nice teak sole, teak and holly. Good storage in the cabinets here on the port side, and coming up to the main mast bulkhead, which has this flat screen TV, and this cabinet below that is a big freezer, and very large freezer space, very useful for those long journeys. The main mast coming through here with the tie rods tying the deck down to the mast step, and then here on the starboard side we have what we call the salon cabin. You can see grills at the top there, that's for air conditioning. Good air conditioning all the way through the boat. And then we come through here into the salon cabin. Lovely mahogany Switinia joinery, and it's a good space. A top bunk can be pulled out to make it a 2-bunk cabin. Some nice joinery and the traditional lights. And we go further forward from there through the main mast bulkhead, and on the starboard side we have the crew head. And a Tikma toilet, which is automatic, push button freshwater flush. In this cabin, this toilet also gets used for drying wet weather gear on that stainless rail. Sort of light fittings in period with the 1961 design. And then here on the port side we have the guest head, quite a bit larger than the crew head, and again with a Tikma toilet, nice teak top on the bench top, nice details on the joinery, and here we have the shower. Good shower, good hot water, and nice natural light coming in from those deck prisms. And in this head we also have a nice large first aid cabinet. So forward of the two heads we have this guest cabin. Nice double bunk, hanging locker, good storage, and there's the butterfly hatches directly above, letting good natural light into the cabin, light and air. Another grill for air conditioning in this cabin. And this door here opens up, and this takes us through into the forepeak, And here we have all the line storage, all the sheets, mostly for when we're racing. And here you can see a little bit of the structure of the boat, all in excellent condition after the rebuild. And a Honda 4-stroke outboard. We have a dive compressor here under that canvas cover. So yeah, very good storage space, and going right forward up into the chain locker. All the galvanized chain sinking into the structure all the way forward. Control box for the windlass. Big bag here with awning, lovely big awning that goes over the boat. Really keeps it cool on those hot days. And from this position we get a bit better view of this guest cabin. And here you can see right back to the companionway, main companionway to the centre cockpit. So we're now walking back aft, and we'll have a little bit of a look at the accommodations in the after part of the boat. And first of all, we'll just check out the captain's cabin, which is under the pilot house on the port side. So the captain has his own cabin, close to all the action, and can keep an eye on things. So some good storage in here. It also has some air conditioning, again with some nice traditional light fittings, and these custom made push button door catches. And of particular note are these custom made door handles, and these are 3D printed in stainless steel, and they are the same design as the originals, but it was not possible to source the originals, so these were 3D printed in stainless steel, in Germany. Very nice door handles that really are important detailing to keep the boat very much in the period of its build of 1961. Over here we have some storage lockers in the companionway on the starboard side. And then we have the steps. Nice detailing with the steps, and these steps lift up. You've got storage, some tools, some sprays, different items that you need in quick reference. Lots of blocks for the deck. Ubi Maya is a block we're using quite a lot now, and soft shackles. And on the top step we've got the windlass control and handle, and some of the big old blocks, and emergency firefighting switch, pull switch for the engine room in that red box. Companionway washboards locked away nicely, ready for use. So anyway, let's go down the aft passage, and some chairs here that are stored, and they can go for seating on the main table in the salon. We have another bunk here, which underneath the bunk is extra fuel storage. And then in the lockers we have linen one side, and on the other side we've got towels. Nice oval shape to these doors. And then in the aft passage here, we've also got access to the engine room from this side as well as the hatch in the cockpit. So here we have our Cummins generator. You can see some detailing here with the steering. Yanmar engine in very good condition. Looking forward, big alternators for charging the batteries, seawater strainers, electric selection switches for the batteries, fuel tanks forward, AC panel, refrigeration manifolds, water maker and air conditioning pumps. And under the generator you'll see there's a big 230 volt AC emergency bilge pump. And if we can get some light down here, you can see the shaft seal, all in nice, really very tidy condition. Nice clean bilges throughout, with Raycor filters, one for the Yanmar and one for the Onan, with a standpipe here for all the discharge water. Reduces the number of through-hull fittings that's required. So, okay, that's the engine room tour. Let's carry on aft to the aft cabin or owner's cabin. And yeah, we're looking first of all straight into the head, but we'll just swing around and you can see the steps, companionway steps to the aft cockpit. You can see the table of the aft cockpit there. And a nice desk with a chair. Good to set up with your computer, do some work, write letters. Onto the bunk. Mizzen mast passes through this cabin, and the bed in the aft cabin. Nice hanging locker here. Looking forward down that passage cabin again, we have two doors, one door here that we can close, and this other door here to the head, and then you have this seating on the starboard side. A bunk also for a child, a little bit short for an adult. And here we have a big mirror on the door to the head, in the aft head. So a bit difficult to get a very good perspective, but it's quite a roomy aft cabin. Quite comfortable, very comfortable at sea in this part of the boat. And we'll see if we can get a decent angle here in the seat of the bed, the bunk. So that's pretty much a full tour. Here there's a window you can see looking forward to the wheel, into the cockpit. Here you've got big stainless steel brackets supporting the winches. And we'll just walk forward again, going forward into the main salon. I'd just like to show you the table, which is a gimbaled table. So it has these heavy weights and these pins. So if I pull this pin out, and the pin here on this other one as well, then what you've got is a table that can now gimbal. So that's very useful for when you're sailing at sea, and in medium conditions, and having meals, just setting up a food on that table, and means that you can set that table up with food for everybody. You can come off watch and sit down at the table and have a nice meal. And that's always very important. Have good food when you're sailing. Anyway, so that's Stormvogel, and hope you've enjoyed this little tour. The boat's in great shape, probably the best it's ever been now, and it's now ready for a weekend cruise, and it looks like there's some good weather ahead. So nice shot here of the wheel, so let's finish there, and that's us for now.